Fidelis Care offers quality, affordable health coverage for children and adults of all ages and at all stages of life. Quality health coverage, it's our mission. Call 1-888-FIDELIS or visit fideliscare.org. Hello everybody and welcome to the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Each and every week at this time, we're going to take a look at our local college sports programs. We begin this week with the Honor Roll of Local College Athletes, brought to you by M&T Bank. At M&T Bank, we're listening, learning, and working hard to understand what's important to Western New York. It's what we've been doing since 1856. M&T Bank, understanding what's important. At number 3, Ashland Palmatesso led the RIT women to a 63-53 win over St. Lawrence, tying a season high with 25 points. Ashland added 4 boards in what was basketball head coach Amy Reed's 100th career win. At number 2, Jake Bergio had a big game for Naz basketball, scoring a career-high 20 points in a win over Hartwick. The sophomore out of Brockport also had 10 rebounds for his second double-double of the season. And at number 1, another Jake. It's Jake Taylor of Brockport Hockey. He had his first hat trick in a 6-4 win over Cortland. The senior now has 11 goals on the year and 16 points for the Golden Eagles. It's time now for our local college spotlight athlete of the week, brought to you by Ralph Honda. This week's athlete of the week brought to you by Ralph Honda, where they've been doing it right for 3 generations. Visit their new showroom or find your next car online at ralphhonda.com. Kara Houppert is a senior guard for the Geneso Knights and a key part of a fantastic team. And while she plays with her teammates, she's playing for something more important: family. Here's Kim Burnson.
That basket was by junior Kara Houppert. Before the game was much older, everyone knew who she was.
Roots run deep when it comes to Kara Houppert's family tree. Though she's branched out to pursue her own opportunities, family always came first for the Geneseo senior. Kara began her post-high school career at Slippery Rock University on a full-ride scholarship, but soon realized her heart remained back at home.
Once the start of the season happened, and then I went home for my first break. It was Thanksgiving. I started to notice that my brother, who I hadn't seen in a month, which was crazy because I used to see him every day, he wasn't doing too well, and it kind of changed my perspective on things, and I realized I'm not home for him, and I don't have the ability to come home all the time because of basketball, the distance I was.
Kara's older brother Mark has learning disabilities and was diagnosed with early onset Parkinson's disease at a young age. That hasn't stopped the two from bonding over the sport they love most.
I don't think I would be where I am in basketball if it wasn't for Mark. He is outside shooting hoops, running around the neighborhood every day, and I was like, I gotta get out there, I gotta practice. Mark's really my drive, he's my inspiration. He's so passionate about sports. He's been to all my games, so I play for him, and because I know if he had the chance, he would be doing this with his life. So I just wanna play through him, and he comes to everything, and he'll be here tonight, so I'm excited.
The Houppert family never misses a game. Their support radiates throughout the gym as they cheer on their daughter from the stands.
And to have quality young ladies generally happens because they've got good families, strong, supportive families at home. What Kara's family has, especially with the bond with Mark, is something that's truly special. And I think that my players, my coaching staff, even my family would tell you that it's special to be around. It's something you don't see every day, and it's as an outside observer that has had the opportunity to be a part of it, it's truly a joy.
Though her family is what helps drive her on the court, she's also been inspired in other ways.
But I have to say, my brother Mark was kind of my inspiration to get started with charity work. I worked Special Olympics when I was really young with him, and I wanted to be a part of things he was in. And they told me I was too young to volunteer, which I thought was kind of strange. So I was like, what more can I do? And that's when I started Kara's Cans, and I raised money collecting cans and bottles with my little red wagon, and I went around the block, and I was able to buy Mark and his entire team sweatshirts, which I was really excited for. And that kind of just carried Kara's Cans into what it is now. I've raised over $11,000, and I've been able to give it to local families, charities, the Galveston Children's Hospital, any organization that needed extra support. When I become a teacher, my biggest thing will be instituting volunteer work in my classroom, because I know volunteer has shaped me into the person I am, and I want to instill that in the children I teach.
Kara is averaging 8 points a game and helped lead her team to an undefeated first half of the season. But aside from her contributions on the court, she has united her team by taking them from friends to family.
I truly don't think we had any idea of what we were getting in terms of a leader. With everything this program's gone through in the last 12 months, quite frankly, we probably don't get through it without her leadership. That's how remarkable she is.
I mean, we're having a great start at 15-0, which I know we've worked really hard for, and we're very humble about it. I think we just got to keep doing everything we can to improve every day. We're looking to host SUNYACs if we can and make our run back into the NCAAs.
Kara's very, very selfless. She's compassionate. She's the team mom that is really a critical piece of keeping team chemistry going in the right direction, and that's, team chemistry is a huge reason we've had the success we've had the last several years. So obviously she's been a big piece of that.
I'm Kim Burnson with the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat.
When we return, J.C. DeLass welcomes MCC women's basketball coach Tim Parinello into the Coach's Corner. And later on, Kim is back with our Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Dave. We've got that and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. As we head to break, here's a look at the Nazareth Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Nazareth College. As we come back from break, here's a look at the Geneseo Athletes of the Week, brought to you by SUNY Geneseo. Welcome back. Thanks once again for joining us on the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Each and every week, J.C. DeLass from WYSL Radio will help us get to know an area coach better with the Fidelis Care Coach's Corner. The Fidelis Care Coach's Corner is presented by Fidelis Care, quality health coverage. It's our mission.
This is J.C. DeLass with this week's Fidelis Care Coach's Corner, and our guest this week is Tim Parinello. He's the head women's basketball coach at Monroe Community College. Coach, now in your 21st season here at MCC, over 500 career victories, 3 national championships. What is it about coaching here that's helped you be so successful?
I'd say probably the environment, people around me, and the ability to and commitment to going out and getting players, and the schools helping them be successful.
What are some of the challenges coaching at the junior college level?
Turnover. At a 4-year school, obviously, you've got kids in the program for 4 years, and you can mold them. Where you have to come together as a team immediately if you want to be successful at a 2-year program, because you only get the players for 2 years. So I would say turnover is, you can't miss on a recruiting class. Those kind of things. If you're not right on the ball, it could end up being a long season.
How do you attract student athletes here to MCC as opposed to trying to get them into a 4-year school?
Really, it's been very easy. First off, we've had a bunch of success, which is always helpful. But beyond that, the school's academic reputation, the idea that we have dorms where students can get their own rooms sometimes, those things, students like with the exposure they get, with the travel that we do, those are all components that they like about our school.
You were actually a football player back in the day at the University of Rochester, also coached football at the U of R. That experience, did that help you now in your basketball coaching career?
I think so. I think I bring that mentality, I think, to my coaching here. All of our players, I coach them as athletes. I don't coach them as girls playing basketball or women playing basketball. I just coach them as athletes, and I got that, I believe, from coaching the men at U of R.
I know winning certainly is important for any coach, but I also know you take a lot of satisfaction in what your kids do after they leave MCC and what they accomplish.
That is the most important. If you come here, have 2 years of success, and then nothing comes of it, it's nice, but it's not our goal. Our goal is to move players on, see that they get scholarships if they are that kind of player, or if they go to a Division III school, that they go to a very good school. And then beyond that, we have 15 players playing in the pro level around the world. Players, always nice to get a call from somebody from Turkey or from Spain, and hey, I'm doing this, and it's really nice to see them progress and become young women.
For you, Coach, what's the best part about coaching here at MCC?
I would say the relationships I build with the players, with the other coaches in our department. It's a great place to be, and every year brings a different group and a different feel for the players, and we have a great time, and I relate to them. I think they keep me fairly young, so I have a blast with them.
Thanks for joining us, Coach.
You got it.
And thank you for watching this week's Fidelis Care Coach's Corner.
Kim Burnson is up next with our Scholar Athlete, and later on, one-loss records don't tell the whole story at Roberts Wesleyan. We'll have that story and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. Before we go to break, here's a look at the RIT Athletes of the Week, brought to you by the Rochester Institute of Technology. As we come back from break, here's a look at the SUNY Brockport Athletes of the Week, brought to you by the College at Brockport.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for our Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments.
Where can you go to get expert advice and installation on TVs, sound systems, and automation for your home, car, or business? Come see Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments. ComeSeeDave.com.
Honored this week is Jody Kester of Roberts Wesleyan College. After starting all 15 games for the Red Hawks soccer team, Jody was honored as an NCCAA Scholar Athlete in her senior season for maintaining a GPA of over 3.5. In her free time, she volunteers with children's organizations and is currently pursuing a nursing major. Recognized for standing out in the classroom and on the field, this week, Jody Kester is our Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments. Now with a look at our college calendar, here's Dave Yates.
Here is our local college calendar for the week ahead. Tuesday, the Nazareth basketball teams host Ithaca College. The women kick things off at 6. On Wednesday, Roberts basketball plays the University of the District of Columbia for Twinbill, starting at 6. Friday, Brockport hockey hosts Geneso in a tough matchup at 7 o'clock. Friday also kicks off the Nazareth men's volleyball tournament. Naz plays Juniata at 8 p.m., then play 2 on Saturday versus Johnson and Wales at 11, and UC Santa Cruz at 5. And finally on Saturday, St. John Fisher basketball has Utica visiting Wandsworth Court. The women play at 2 with the men following at 4. And now here's how some Section 5 alums are doing at colleges outside of Rochester. It's a segment we call Postcards from College. Thomas Bryan of Bishop Kearney had a big game versus Penn State, scoring 17 points with 9 rebounds. The sophomore is averaging just under 12 a game. Golf standout Gavin Hall from Pittsford is about to begin the spring season at Texas as he looks to follow up on a strong fall that saw him finish in the top 5 twice. Carissa Birthright of Greece Odyssey had a season-high 13 rebounds versus Merrimack. Carissa is averaging over 10 points a game for the Golden Knights. And Megan Burns from Rush Henrietta, now swimming for UB, had 2 individual first-place finishes and a part in 2 winning relays in a victorious meet versus Bowling Green for the Bulls. Coming up next, it's our honor roll of teams, and later on, the men of Roberts Wesleyan basketball won't be defined by a rough start. We'll explain that one and have a whole lot more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat continues. As we head to break, here's a look at the Roberts Wesleyan Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Roberts Wesleyan College. As we come back from break, here's a look at the St. John Fisher Athletes of the Week, brought to you by St. John Fisher College. Welcome back, and thanks once again for joining us on the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Here is our honor roll of local college teams. At number 3, St. John Fisher men's basketball beats Stevens 84-64 for their 6th straight win, with first-year Sammy Robinson leading all scorers with a career-high 18 points. At number 2, Geneso women's basketball beats Potsdam and Plattsburgh to run their unbeaten streak to 17 games to start the year. The Knights are now ranked 23rd in D3. And topping the list, the University of Rochester men's squash team. They had a big week, beating 3 top-ranked opponents over 4 days. Senior Ryosi Kobayashi rallied to win the number 1 position and lead U of R to a 5-4 win over Trinity College to complete the sweep. And now it's time for our Spotlight Team of the Week. The Roberts men are struggling in the one-loss column this year, but records don't always tell the whole story. It's easy to look at the Red Hawks' win-loss record and say the year has not been successful. That would be fair. But if you look behind those numbers at some of the takeaways from the season, it has not been a total loss.
From the start of the season till now, we've grown a ton individually and as a team. You can just see it in the way that we play, the caliber of the teams that we're playing, and how the game's going. Even though we may not win all of them, you can just see that we're battling, we're fighting every game, and we're just growing as the year goes on. So there's definitely a lot we can take away from this year.
We're working on certain things, and at the same time, the boys come to work every day. They keep playing hard. They're playing for each other. So there's a lot of positives. We're still young, so we're taking this as a learning process, and hopefully as we keep going, we'll continue to have positive results.
Those results in games decided by 8 points or less have been decidedly negative. The Hawks have dropped 8 of those contests, which might be expected on a team with only 2 seniors. But being so young isn't the only reason for those setbacks.
I think it just comes down to us honestly wanting it and being able to be mentally tough and physically tough down the stretch. I know a lot of times when fatigue kicks in, we lose focus, and we have a couple plays that'll cost us a game every once in a while. But I don't think it more so contributes to our youth, but just we got to be able to focus better.
If you look at the box scores, we're in every game, so it's just a matter of learning how to finish the game. So I feel like maybe 4 to 5 possessions is what we need to capitalize on in the second half, and then we'll end up winning most of those games.
Another reason they haven't been able to pull out some of the close games, free throw shooting. Out of 305 college basketball programs in the country, Wesleyan ranks number 300 from the foul line.
A lot of it is mental, and it's contagious as well. So if somebody misses a couple, we deflate as a team. and that's mentally we have to be stronger. Me, myself, I'm only shooting about like 70%, and I want to be higher than that, so I got to hold myself to a higher standard as well.
Sometimes when you go through the hard times, it makes the good times that much more enjoyable. And I think what we're learning now, one of the things that we've been talking about is play better for longer, and I think we've been doing that in games. And I think once we start hitting those consistent moments in games where we do things correctly for longer periods of time, eliminate some of the mistakes, I think for younger guys coming back, they learn how to play, learn how to win, and hopefully that'll transfer into next year as we keep going.
Lewis has been one of the bright spots for the season. He played high school ball just down the street at Churchville Chi-Li, but never planned on staying so close to home.
For a while, I never wanted to stay this close to home. I actually spent last year in North Carolina at a prep school, and I realized that's not really what I wanted, that it was that far. But I love being at home. I get a lot of fan support. I love being by my family. I got a close-knit family, so it's just been a great fit so far, and I'm loving it.
He's such a smart player. You look at him and you think, well, maybe he's not big enough or maybe he's not skilled enough, but you watch him play and he's intelligent. He knows where to be when he needs to be there. He distributes the ball well. He makes people around him better. And he's been stepping up, making big shots for us at times. We've been very pleased. He's been two-time player of the week in the East Coast Conference, so we've been very happy with him.
Lewis also has someone to turn to for advice and guidance. His older brother Anthony is a junior playing for RIT. Their stats are very similar, leading to some friendly competition, but even more than that.
A lot of times we'll break down film after we get done with a game, and we'll be on the phone talking to each other, seeing what we could have done better. It's just been awesome just having him as like a mentor, I would say. He tells me, this is what you got to watch out for in the college life, on the basketball court, just in life. And it's just been awesome having a best friend like that's been able to help me along the way.
Isaiah, TJR, Malik, Jaleel, everybody else white.
Well, thanks everybody for watching.
And a special thanks to our sponsors, including Fidelis Care, for making the College Sports Beat possible.
We'll see you back here next week.